The man in Minnesota featured in that story, Andy, is actually a Northern Michigan native.
That's right, Andy Delancey from Kingsley, joining us now live from Minnesota. Andy, I'd like to say how are you, but I'm afraid I know the answer, man.
Not great.
I'm doing okay. I've got a sense that story aired actually. I have looked at the security footage, and it does show a person getting into my car at the time that the VW app said that it was taken and returning it as well. So that confirms that. And also, I've gotten the frequency changed on my my key fob now, and I also have now this this pouch that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. Even if I'm in my own apartment, I always have to have that there so that they never steal it again. So yeah, it's been a fun few days.
Now, Andy, I have an older car that doesn't have, the keyless entry, that doesn't have the keyless start. There's no computer in my 2013 Subaru. Has this turned you off from newer vehicles at all? Simply because I can't help but wonder, why is there no protection? Why this has got to be something that the dealerships have to be aware of.
So yeah, the dealerships, when I went to get my fob changed, they said that they've started to see people come in with this. It is if you have a push to start vehicle. Since you have a vehicle that is just a key only, you're going to be fine. But the fob is always giving out a signal 24/7. So and now thieves have a sophisticated device that they can use from 300 feet away. So my key could have been on my counter in my apartment, and they scanned it. And then they said, okay, we've got a signal. Then they went down to the garage and said, okay, which one does this open up? And that's what they did. Wow. But yeah, it definitely seems like a flaw in the system for sure.
I'm curious. I mean, we touched on it a little bit in that package that you guys did there at the station in Minneapolis. But I'm curious what that morning was like for you.
Oh wow!
What was your first indication? And then just going through the app, realizing how far they had gone.
Yeah, if I didn't have the app, I wouldn't have probably known that they'd even taken it. So I went to go get groceries on Sunday morning, and I noticed the first thing was I said in the package that my seatbelt was buckled in the driver's side, even though I wasn't in it, and I would not do that. That makes no sense. And then I saw that like my sunglasses were out. They weren't taken, but they were out of the center console. And then it smelled, frankly, like weed in my car, which is not me. And then I looked as I was driving. I was trying to get out of the parking garage. The way my parking garage works is I need the parking, the fob, the garage door opener to open it, and it wasn't there. And so that was when I thought, okay, there's something really weird happening here. But if I didn't have the app, I would have just saw somebody rifled through it and stole it. But then I was able to log on to the app and see exactly when they took it, how many stops they had. They were driving an average of 11, 12 miles an hour, and they made like 20 stops. So who knows what they were doing?
Wow,
but they were driving around the city. But yeah, it just feels violating that somebody would do that and go to this great lengths just to steal my car. The weirdest part is that they brought it back in good condition. The only thing I can think is because they live near or in my building, and they want to be able to use it again. And they think maybe they thought that I didn't. Wouldn't realize what had happened.
Yeah. Well, it was nice of them to bring it back. I guess
very nice. Yeah.
Credit is due.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a bizarre story. So where does it stand with the police?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the app of when they took it and how far they went, but you don't know really where they went specifically, right?
I don't. So VW will only release that if the police ask them to, because it could be like a domestic violence situation where people, like a husband's checking on the wife or vice versa, or they don't want to get into that, so police have to ask them. The problem in Minneapolis is after George Floyd, there's been a lot of the murder of George Floyd. There's been the police department is severely understaffed, so they're dealing with a lot bigger problems than this. So property crimes are way low on the list. They have given me a case number, and I do think that the fact that this is aired is going to help them kind of motivate them to investigate. But I think that's not great for all the other people that this happens to, just because I work at a TV station, So hopefully they get it investigated, but I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Andy, we hope when maybe if you come home to Northern Michigan for the holidays that you're not driving.
I'm flying.
Leave the car behind, okay. Just to make sure it's locked in the garage or somewhere safe while you're gone. But really appreciate you sharing the story with us. And as you just said too, works at one of our sister stations, CBS affiliate there in Minneapolis. So got a couple of connections there. I was really glad we were able to connect, Andy, and share the story.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
You as well. Thanks
You bet,
so much, Andy.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.